screenshot. Or did you?
Yeah, I already did. All right, make sure you guys give us a follow on our Twitter at @complete_MMA, where we have been posting a lot of new content and getting a lot of new followers, a lot of new trending tweets, thanks to one of our best new little creations, our community MMA Complete Accumulation, which as soon as you join our Twitter at @complete_MMA or give us a follow and start tweeting back at us, we will invite you to it. MMA Complete Accumulation is one of the best ways to have really good conversations and content ideas in the MMA Twitter right now. And you can only join through our Twitter at @complete_MMA, which is really a good idea if you're on Twitter right now. Just give us a follow.
Wow, you sold it on that.
Let's get right into the show. Boom, we're live. What's going on, buddy?
Not much. What is why'd you ask for my shirt size?
It's your birthday's tomorrow.
Oh.
Not tomorrow, Sunday.
Oh.
So I got you something.
Yeah.
Fucking happy birthday. Woo, yay.
Yeah,
woo.
Quarter of a century, bro. Sunday.
Turning 25, bro. We're getting old. Why is my shit dark? Like, I feel like this is dark.
It is dark.
Right?
It's dark. Why is it so dark?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm dark.
Is this? Oh, I think that's why.
Why?
Do you want to hit the button right there? I think this.
I don't know where the button is.
On. I can show you. Follow my finger. You just got to feel around.
I can't.
Look.
I don't know where it is.
Look where I'm pointing.
I don't know.
One more.
Dude.
Okay.
What the fuck? Fuck this thing. I don't know why. I don't know. I feel like that light is very dim. Too.
No, that was literally it. I don't know what the fuck happened, but that's so much better. All right, so we're back.
Yeah, you're bright as a son of a bitch.
I'm actually kind of not. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. That's all right. I think it looks a little better.
Yeah, we're fine. We don't need. We can just do this shit in the dark.
Yeah.
People don't want to see us anyway. They just want to hear what we have to say.
Yeah, I think that looked great.
UFC, you always think you look great. So UFC 283 is coming up this weekend, Saturday, January 21st. Exactly.
I fucking do.
There we go.
Yeah.
January 21st this weekend, UFC 283. First pay-per-view.
Born like this.
No one cares.
Can't help it.
First pay-per-view of 2023.
Hey, I'll fucking walk out.
And we are in the midst.
I'll walk out right now. I'll keep doing it. I'm the best at it. I'm the best.
Best at kicking me?
Yeah, the best.
283, man. This weekend.
No one cares. So this weekend we got Glover Teixeira, Jamal Hill. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a great weekend, Zach. Great weekend. January 21st.
I gotta say, this pay-per-view came together kind of well. I didn't think that it was the prelims suck, but the main card's pretty good.
Glover is going to probably win, I'm gonna say. I do not see Jamal Hill knocking him out. I really thought Yuri would knock Glover out, and that did not happen. So I'm not saying Jamal Hill's better. It might have more power than Yuri. I don't know. I wouldn't even go that far.
Yeah, it's weird. They're both strikers, but for completely different reasons.
Jamal Hill losing to Paul Craig.
Jamal Hill's also a one-dimensional. Like, he's a boxer. He's not even really a kickboxer.
Mm.
You know, like with Jiri, you have to worry about spinning shit and you have to worry about leg kicks and all this different stuff. And Jamal, it's just like straights and overhands, you know? Yeah. So that's a little, in my opinion, I think that Glover would be, it seems like if he's ready for Yuri, he's ready for Jamal. That's basically what I have to say. Jamal might be able to hit him harder. Maybe if he connects with one of those overhands, he can put him out. But if Yuri didn't do it, I don't think that Jamal can. So yeah, I have Glover in this fight as well.
The most interesting fight. I think Figueiredo Moreno is more interesting. Personally, I think that is I think that could go either way. I mean, the money line says it. I think the money line doesn't justify how much more power Figueiredo has. Maybe I think Moreno could submit him. I wouldn't be surprised if Figueiredo submits Brendan Moreno either.
No,
but I do think
that's the thing with flyweights. They can knock you out. They can submit you. They can go to a decision. Anything is possible.
Yeah, this is much better, by the way.
I know.
Much better.
I just got these off Amazon.
Nice. Yeah, much better. What's the story with that camera?
That's going to be when that's all hooked up. That's going to be for our video editing purposes. So we're going to be able to have 3 different feeds, and we're going to be able to do like a Joe Rogan type of thing where it's the overview, and then it cuts to whoever's talking, and then it goes back to the overview, and then it goes to you.
Oh, I kind of like that.
Maybe one day.
So what we would need to, we're getting a little off topic, but I'm just looking at the new setup. Like I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks great.
All right. So before we get too far into things, because this is going to take up a majority of our show today, and this is what basically we have been talking about for the day, is we're going to get into our UFC 283 picks. So again, for our viewers out there, we're going to be making picks every single event this year, and we're going to be keeping a win-loss tally. We are going to be dialing in, and we're going to be keeping a good record of it. Austin was the winner of last week's UFC Vegas 67 event
baby.
with 7 picks out of 11. Me
Yep.
and Steve both got 6 picks out of 11.
Yep, losers.
And it was the main event that really decided it, because me and Steve went Imavov, you went Strickland, and on a 5-day notice he came through in the clutch. So congratulations, Austin. Congrats.
Congrats. Thank you.
And
where's my money?
Unfortunately, Steve is not going to be here today. Steve's feeling a little sick, so he's not going to be able to come through. I can text him and see if he wants to shout his picks out. We have 17 fights to pick from today, so I'm going to leave it up to you if you want to do all 17.
Early prelims,
Borderline.
main card. Borderline kind of insane, but Zach, this is what we're here to do. We are professionals in the sport now. We have to go 17-0. We have to do it for the fans. This is do or die, adapt or die.
I love this little character you're putting on right now, but there's no fucking way we're going 17-0.
We have to go 17-0 for the fans.
Bro, we have been doing UFC pay-per-views for almost 3 years now, and we've gone flawless on 1 pay-per-view.
No, we've gone more. We've gone flawless more. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because the first week
I'm talking about when we picked every single fight.
Back-to-back flawless. Back-to-back flawless.
What are you talking
This is the week that we won all that money. When we went back-to-back flawless. Or no, we picked 1 fight that didn't hit out of two cards. That's the best run we went on.
That was
That's the best.
That was
run.
UFC 266 and 267. UFC 266 was the pay-per-view we went flawless. That was Volkanovski Ortega. That pay-per-view we went flawless. And then 268 we did very well, but it might have been 1, it might have been like 2 or 3 fights that we got wrong. So that was definitely our best record. We're not going to go 17-0.
Yeah, we are.
No, we're not.
So how are we going to go 17-0? This is the question. It is a long path. Oh, I need to change that. 5 GB storage. Wow, that is nothing.
Yeah, I have a terabyte.
Yeah, well, yours was also $1,400.
Right.
A little banged up, so you got like half off. That was awesome. Salmon Oliveira and Daniel Marcos. Okay.
Yep.
First fight of the
3-inch reach advantage for Simon Oliveira.
So this is kind of
18-4 versus Daniel Marcos, who's 13-0. Marcos is 3 inches taller and also 2 years younger, but again with a 3-inch reach disadvantage.
Yeah. I don't know either of these guys.
No.
So I am lost, and this is going to happen a lot in this, and that's totally fine.
Daniel Marcos won his first fight in Dana White Contender Series by unanimous decision. He had 81 strikes to 45 against Brandon Lewis. Brandon Lewis was 2 of 13 on takedowns.
Yeah.
Marcos did not attempt a takedown. Then we got Simon Oliveira, who also won his only fight in Dana White Contender Series. He won by split decision in a very close fight, and then he lost to Tony Gravely. Tony Gravely had 11 takedowns against the guy, which is a fucking lot. Simon Oliveira went for 4 submission attempts, though, so you got to give credit to him. But Gravely just dominated him on the ground. And since we're looking at 2 guys who don't want to go on the ground, this is going to be a stand-up fight.
Who has the most power, you think, and who has?
I don't fucking know either one of them.
Is there any striking event? Because so what I'm gonna do while you're looking this up, I'm gonna be putting polls in the comments of our goddamn video.
Community?
Video. The fucking
okay. Did you pin the new one?
I was going. We don't need to right now because it's at the top, but I can if you want.
That's fine. We can just leave it
I
like that.
I would probably go who has the better striking accuracy.
I'm gonna go with Marcos because he's 13-0.
I was
Simon Oliveira. Well, we don't have good data for these guys for standing
Yeah.
up because one of them had they both had Dana White Contender Series fights, and then Oliveira had one fight that he got dominated on the ground the whole time. So that's not really great data.
No, I mean, we have minimal shit to go off of. These guys are new. It's not like we're gonna fucking know them like the back of our hand, you know.
All right. So
But
I'm gonna go Marcos.
I feel like, and this is you can probably testify to this too, and you'll agree. Like Dana White likes undefeated fighters. He's probably gonna try and get the undefeated fighter. Not the easiest fight, but he's gonna give him maybe another like a good matchup for him. Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
To like keep that hype going. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to go Marcos as well. You know, just because like we can lose together.
Nice and quick. We don't have too much on that. It's the early prelims, so we don't have to talk about it too much. The next one, Josanne Nunes versus Zara Fain dos Santos. Okay. Josanne Nunes, the wife of Amanda Nunes, by the way.
Really?
5 inches reach disadvantage for Nunes. 10 years younger. Zara dos Santos is also 5 to 6 inches taller than Nunes. So we have a very big height and reach discrepancy against Nunes. Josanne Nunes, I do believe, is ranked. She's a featherweight, though, so she might not because featherweight has no rankings right now.
Interesting. I didn't know her wife was a fighter. When 9-1, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, could they fight?
They would never fight.
Imagine that.
Josanne Nunes is number 15th ranked bantamweight fighter right now, and she's fighting a girl who has not been ranked.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go with Nunes.
I'm going with Nunes.
Yeah, I mean,
it would be a little bit. Now, listen, this is interesting though because Nunes has she's much smaller than this girl, and that's the thing.
That is weird, huh? Actually, yeah, all right, hang on. Before we go a little further, the reach disadvantage, 67 to 72, in favor of Zara dos Santos, whatever you want to say. That is a lot.
She's only lost to Felicia Spencer and Megan Anderson in the UFC. Those are 2 good fighters. She has no wins in the UFC, so that's something else to think about.
Yeah.
But she keeps getting fed these really good opponents. I'm completely fucking lying to you. This Amanda Nunes' wife.
Why are you lying to me, bro?
Amanda Nunes' wife is in the UFC. This is not her.
What are you? All right. Well, I'm glad I didn't just post that.
Oh
my god, that would have been funny. Maybe I should post it.
Amanda Nunes' wife is Nina Nunes. Yes, that's
Nina Nunes. Yeah, I thought she wasn't fighting anymore, even though she won her last fight.
No, I think she is. I'm pretty sure she's still fighting.
I think she
was pregnant and had a kid, so
maybe
she's gonna come back. Nina Nunes is 11-7. She just fought Cynthia Calvillo in August. All right. So Josanne Nunes, not Amanda Nunes' wife.
Jesus. That is funny.
All right. So this is now interesting because now I don't know if I want to pick Nunes. The simple fact that she is married, simple fact that someone is married to Amanda Nunes makes me want to pick her because, well, for obvious fucking reasons.
Yeah. Jesus. Maybe this is her cousin. Is it? Don't really look like her. I mean,
no, she doesn't. No. Josanne Nunes is 2-0 in the UFC against Bea Malecki and Ramona Pasquale. She fucked up Ramona Pasquale.
Interesting. I think we've watched Pasquale. And this girl's 0-2.
This girl hasn't fought in 3 years almost. She got finished in the first round in both of these.
This is a weird fight. She's 6-4. Hasn't fought in 3 years, and she has a 5-inch reach advantage. And she's like 5 inches taller.
I'm going to say that this girl's been away for too long. Nunes has also been gone for a year. She only fights once a year.
It's fine though. She's 9-1. I mean, records don't really. I'm gonna go with Nunes. I'm gonna stick with my guns here. I'm gonna stick with my guns, and I think you should too. There's a reason why.
She's also 10 years younger. Dos Santos is 40.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go with
I
Nunes.
thought it was 20.
We're gonna stick with Nunes. Okay. Next fight.
You all right? You could.
Next fight, we got Warley Alves versus Nicholas Dalby. Both fighters have been in the UFC for a fucking minute. Nicholas Dalby, a 2.5-inch reach advantage. Let's go to their records. Nicholas Dalby, 24-1. He's coming off a win in July against Claudio Silva. He is 2-1 in his last 3 fights. He beat Daniel Rodriguez. He lost to Tim Means. He beat Claudio Silva. Oh shit! Look at this. Yo.
What?
Look at this. This guy, Nicholas Dalby, beat Daniel Rodriguez, and look at the strike discrepancy. Daniel Rodriguez had almost 50 strikes more, including 33 significant strikes more. Daniel Rodriguez outstruck him in every single round. No knockdowns. Dalby had less of a strike percentage, and this guy beat Daniel Rodriguez.
Was there a point deduction during this? Does that say?
It's 30, 27, 28, 29, 28, 29. So all 3 judges had him, and one judge had him 30 to 27. I don't know. This is very weird.
Huh.
That's the weirdest scoring I've ever seen. Okay, so that's Dalby. He's fighting Warley Alves, who has lost 2 of his last 3. He hasn't beaten anybody of significance in a very long time. First round knockout here, gets knocked out or subbed every other time. Then we got Dalby, who is a decision guy.
Yeah. I mean, Dalby, 2 no contests. Definitely has trouble finishing people as of late, I think.
He doesn't finish people.
He doesn't finish people. So let me look at this. I'm trying to do a
you
poll.
got Dalby, who's
38.
Yeah.
2.5-inch reach advantage. Now 38, you're still you're not out of the mix. You know what I mean?
He's not out.
You know, how many times has Alves gone to Alvey?
No, it's Alves. You're right.
Alves. How many times has he gone to decision? And won. And that. God damn. Jesus. You're right.
Alves has won 2 decisions in his career.
He has coming off of 2 knockout wins. All right, I'm gonna go Alves.
Who are you talking about? Alves?
Yeah, he's coming off of 2 knockout wins. Yes, he is.
He lost his last fight.
He lost.
He lost his last fight, which was a year and a half ago.
He's coming off a knockout loss, and he did knock someone out in the first round. I'm gonna have to go with Alves. I think he's gonna knock out Dalby.
I think I'm going Dalby.
Okay.
I like Dalby. He's been a little bit more active. Dalby looks like he can go the decision, and he has a reach advantage. I'm going to go Dalby.
I don't even know. I haven't even looked at the numbers. I mean, he did get.
Yeah, we haven't even been looking at. Should we do this before
don't look
looking
at the numbers?
Okay.
No, don't look at the numbers.
I'm good with that.
We just send this.
Next, we have Ismail Bonfim versus Terrence McKinney. Do we need to deliberate on who we are picking for this fight?
I think you know who I'm picking.
All right, so we're both going Ismail Bonfim. This is a new. No, I'm kidding.
Get the fuck out of
Terrence
here.
McKinney all day, day. We're not even going to spend too much time on that, except for the fact that I'm saying I'm excited to see this fight.
I am excited to see this fight. I think
Luan Lacerda versus Cody Stamann. Now, Cody Stamann is a guy that was in the UFC's bantamweights top 15 for a long time. He was actually he was ranked for a little bit and has had an unfortunate last 2 fights, but he's still pretty good, and he's fighting Luan Lacerda. So he had 3 losses in a row to Jimmy Rivera, Merab Walashvili, and Saeed Nurmagomedov. Those are 3 good losses, and then he beat Eddie Wineland.
Yeah.
You got Luan Lacerda, who's making his UFC debut in this fight. Stamann.
Debut?
Ooh.
Hang on. Debut?
Debut.
Against
Cody Stamann.
Oh, we're not talking about Terrence McKinney's fight anymore?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. This is Luan Lacerda versus Cody Stamann.
Okay.
You ready? Luan Lacerda making his UFC debut with a 7-inch reach advantage.
Yeah, we gotta like slow down because I'm trying to keep up with the polls in the comments, and I'm like,
all right, well, let that go for a little bit because I want to try to get this done. It's like we can totally do that afterwards, but this is gonna take like probably a good another 20 minutes because of all these fights.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that we're doing these picks for every event.
Yeah. Okay.
So, we got a couple more fights for the prelims, and then we're gonna get main card. We're gonna be able to get this done. Luan Lacerda, 12-1. He is 30. Cody Stamann's 33. Luan Lacerda has a 7-inch reach advantage over Cody Stammann. Cody Stammann, who is 1 for 4 in his last 4 fights, his only win is against Eddie Wineland, who is a UFC vet that's out of the fucking UFC now. This fight screams Luan Lacerda by knockout to me. I don't know why. I'm gonna look up his SureDog so I can see like what he was doing before he got to the UFC.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go.
Submission win. Damn.
Damn, this guy's really good on the ground.
This guy has 6 submission wins in a row at a Brazilian organization and then at LFA. He beat Julian Paiva in EFC. This guy's actually been around for a little bit. And the 7-inch reach advantage. In fact, he's making his debut.
Yeah, he's gonna win.
I'm going with Lacerda.
Yeah, that's a lock. That sounds like a lock.
I don't know. Stamann's still good. He's still creative, and he's been in the UFC a long time. He's not going to get gassed, and we haven't seen Lacerda, so that could be up either way. Ready for next fight?
I am.
Jailton Almeida versus Shamil Abdurakhimov.
Shamil Abdurakhimov, the whole way. I'm joking. Jailton Almeida minus 1,000. Proven himself time and time again when he's been this number that it's not a fluke.
This is my lock of the day.
I mean, he's minus 1,000.
Yeah.
Is that really a lock? I mean,
yes,
it's a
it
lock,
is a lock.
but I mean, like, you're gonna bet 1,000.
If we were doing it, no, I'm not gonna bet on a lock. But like we were saying, we have to do 4 locks.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go Lacerda lock and Almeida lock. So you can do that after. Don't matter. Whatever.
What did you say? No, I'm sorry. Go say that again.
Lacerda.
Okay, Lacerda.
Lock.
Yep.
Jailton Almeida lock. These 3 fights could all be a fucking lock. Terrence McKinney's almost a lock.
Yeah, I'm gonna look more into the Ismail Bonfim against Terrence McKinney,
Yeah.
but for right now,
I don't even know who Bonfim is. Have you? That's why I kind of wish we didn't like skim over it that much. I don't even know who the guy is.
It's his first UFC fight.
It is his first? Wow.
Yeah. It's a guy from Brazil that I don't know really anything about him other than the fact that Terrence McKinney wanted to fight, and they just found a guy in Brazil for him to fight.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, I don't. Does anyone...
He had a Dana White Contender Series fight where he won by unanimous decision. That's it.
That's it.
And he's fighting Terrence McKinney.
And they're almost even though, which is kind of interesting. The line they opened up minus 115, minus 105.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he pieced this guy up, but it's Dana White Contender Series, man. It's like he also got a takedown.
Is that a trap? Is that a trap fight?
I don't know, man.
It seems a little trappy to me. Seems a little trappy.
What's McKinney's?
That seems like go.
What's
with
McKinney's numbers? His odds?
He's minus 130 now, I think. I don't know. We're not looking at odds. That was a couple days ago.
I don't get that.
I don't get that either. Am I about to switch to Bonfim because Terrence McKinney's a name in the UFC?
2-inch reach advantage.
That's it?
Bonfim's younger. I'm not switching. I don't know if I'd go lock, but I might go
I'm not locking it up anymore.
All right.
I'm not locking it up.
So that is it for the early prelims. We are going to move on to the regular prelims, in which the first fight is going to be Gabriel Bonfim, Ismail's brother, versus Munir Lezez. Now, Munir Lezez has been in the UFC for a hot minute. This is a welterweight fight. Gabriel Bonfim, 13-0, making his UFC debut because he also had Dana White Contender Series fight. Lazzez, 3.5-inch reach advantage. He's 35 years old. Bonfim, 25 years old. Same height, same weight.
I'm going to go with Gregory Rodriguez because... oh, wait, no, it's canceled?
Yeah, that's not the fight.
Oh.
Talk about Bonfim versus Lazzez.
Oh. Is this Bonfim's fucking brother?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go fucking Bonfim 13-0.
Lazzez is 2-1 in the UFC.
He's 35, 10-year. Wow. 3.5-inch advantage for Lazzez, whatever. I'm gonna go with the undefeated guy.
Let's
short, quick, and neat right there.
Let's check this guy topology. Gabriel Bonfim. First round submission, third round knockout, first round submission, second round submission, third round submission, first round submission. All right, so this guy's a jiu-jitsu expert, Brazilian, 13-0. He had 3 wins in the LFA, 1 win in Dana White Contender Series. He's going to face Lazzez. Lazzez 2-1 in the UFC. We just talked about how he did lose to Warley Alves. He beat Angay Lusa. He destroyed Angay Lusa in their last fight. Last fought in April of 2022. He also beat Abdul Razak Al Hassan.
Interesting.
This is a close fight, but I do like the fact that
the 141 to 88 fight's interesting.
Yeah.
Unanimous decision win, and it not that long ago. I mean, that is interesting.
I like the fact that Bonfim is a fucking ground specialist, though, and Lazzez is a stand-up striker. So that's why I'm going to go with Bonfim, personally.
Yeah. I already said him. So.
All right. Coming up next, we have Thiago Moises versus Melchizedek Costa. Now, Thiago Moises was originally supposed to fight Guram Kutateladze, who had to pull out because of a rib issue.
Okay.
And so this is like a 3-week short notice fight for Melchizedek Costa. I'm going Thiago Moises all the way.
Yes.
Thiago Moises has been there, done that, fought a lot of different people. Had a good fight against Islam Makhachev, to name one person. That's a lock for me. What are you saying?
That's a lock for you?
That's a lock for me.
Okay. I don't really know what locks to go with. I mean, go with Burns is also a lock for me, so I'm going to keep that in my back pocket, front and back pocket. I'm going to go with Moises. I mean, that is a great lock to have. It's short notice fight for his opponent. Yeah, I'm going to go with Moises. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory.
That's fine.
I mean,
another short notice fight is up next.
Yes.
Gregory Rodriguez is fighting Bruno Ferreira. And before you say Gregory Rodriguez is going to fuck him up, Bruno Ferreira is no slouch. Now, Gregory Rodriguez, RoboCop, will have a 4-inch height and a 3-inch reach advantage. Okay.
Okay.
Gregory Rodriguez, we just saw he beat Chidi Njoukani in a fight that we were all in on Njoukani because he had a reach advantage over everybody. Gregory Rodriguez is a really great mixed martial artist. He can just do everything well. He has really good takedowns, and he has great standing.
Yeah.
Bruno Ferreira had one fight in the Dana White Contender Series, and he knocked the guy senseless. This guy's a big dude.
Really?
He is. Now, he's not tall, like we just said. Rodriguez has a 4-inch height and a 3-inch reach.
I'm going to work to his advantage.
When you look at Gregory Rodriguez,
I don't know.
When you look at Gregory Rodriguez, he's like a jacked guy.
Yeah. And
this guy makes RoboCop look like he's flabby. Like, this guy is fucking huge. He is on a 3-week short notice.
Is that all right? So, like, it's short notice, but it's not that short. You know, guy's training and he's It's not like he's not active, eating fucking Cheetos and Doritos on the couch. Like, he's still like moving around. So 3 weeks is enough time. I feel like
it's not only enough time, but it's for a guy who is just always training. Has the world's fascination right now. Like, everybody's talking about this guy. They think he's really great. I'm sure he's going to be the favorite.
He is the favorite.
If there was a pick to go against the grain
I'm going against the grain.
and picking, you know what I'm saying? Like to have
I'm
the
going-
underdog pick,
yeah.
this might be the guy. Now look at him. Look how fucking beefy this dude is. Just knocks people silly.
Mm.
Whoa.
Well, he kind of reminds me of Michael Jesus. He's small though,
Yeah, he's short.
right? But he's strong.
Powerful as shit. Look at that. Now you lifted judo throw is
Yeah,
nasty.
no, that guy is tall, and then you can just knock him. All right. So that is what
Now,
he's
mind
going
you,
to
Gregory
do.
Rodriguez is good too, though.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he's not. This guy's
He has really great takedowns.
Yeah, he
and
has
he's
to-
super strong. I think I might go Ferreira here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ferreira as well, and I'm gonna go Ferreira because I don't think, man, he explodes.
It seems
With
like
those
the kind of
takedowns.
fight where everybody's picking Rodriguez.
And I think
No
we're
one's
gonna,
giving him a chance.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
no one's gonna change. They're gonna be like, holy shit.
This is like our Nick Fiore
This is
pick
a
of last
setup.
week.
No, this is like a setup for Bruno to like get like a name for
Mhm.
himself in a way.
Gregory Rodriguez is number 16.
Yeah, but he has a lot of hype right now, like you were saying.
Yeah,
which
has
is
a lot of
gonna make people choose him because of the hype around him,
Mhm.
and isn't. That's when the bookie makes money.
And not only that, but if you think about this too, Gregory Rodriguez was supposed to fight Brad Tavares. Brad Tavares is a kind of a tall dude, like a big dude who is a striker. And now he's going up against a guy in Ferreira who is a not so big dude, but is explosive, really strong, and
Yeah.
really good at wrestling. So he's also had to switch up
I
the
think
styles he's going
this
up against.
favors.
I like
Bruno
that
Ferreira.
pick. So I like that pick,
Yeah.
Bruno Ferreira.
Yeah,
Bruno Ferreira, the same age as well.
I
He's
talked
30.
myself out of that real quick. Real quick.
All right, the next fight. Oh man, this fight is. No one's talking about it. I posted about it a couple times on Twitter because I fucking. It's sad to see, but we have one of the all-time greats.
Last fight ever.
Last fight ever. It's confirmed. It's his retirement fight. In his
We know what
hometown
happens,
of Rio
Zach.
de Janeiro.
We know what happens, Zach. We know what happens.
He's gonna get knocked out.
He's gonna lose,
He's gonna get knocked out.
and it happens. It
Sucks.
sucks.
I don't know if
but-
you saw this too, but he had, you know, the media days where they have like the guys with cameras right in front of them, and then they have the pastel background of the UFC. And Shogun Rua was like doing keepy ups with a soccer ball,
Hmm.
and he messed up one time. Then he did it again, and he got off balance and he fell into the fucking wall and fell over and knocked everything down. And when I saw that, I was like, oh man, this guy's done.
This guy's done.
He's fighting a guy 15 years younger than him.
My God, he's 19-3. He wants a tough challenge for his last fight. It's a good way to go out, but a sad way to go out. It's gonna be interesting.
He beat Lucas Sadolski in Dana White Contender Series, who's now been fighting in the UFC for a little bit.
Won.
He lost to Nikolai Negumeranu, who's a very close to being ranked light heavyweight,
Okay.
and he's fighting a 41-year-old Shogun Rua.
Yeah.
This might be
This
a
is a
lock.
lock.
This might be a
This
lock.
is a lock for me.
It's
Zach.
also like maybe Dana wants
but
to give him someone that Rua
yeah,
could
but
win.
The top
No,
has
this is a
reached
lock.
the peak has reached many years ago. We are down. We're almost off the fucking mountain right now. That's what Mauricio's thinking. It's like I am almost off this ride. I'm facing a tough opponent. Yes, if I lose, I got a good excuse.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that. I'm not gonna excuse like that. I mean, it does. He does have a reason to win though. He's 27-13-1.
Yeah.
So if he does win, he'll have a better ratio, meaning he'll win he'll 2 fights to every.
Yeah.
He'll win 2 fights to every loss.
He'll have over a 2/3 record.
Yeah, exactly. And if he loses, then it's 27-14. He won't.
Yeah.
There's some legacy there.
I think it's just the fact that this is his hometown.
Hometown too.
He's
God, the
Brazilian.
pressure, bro.
Rio de Janeiro, 41
Derek
years old.
Lewis.
One of the first Brazilian UFC world champions. No bullshit. Like Royce Gracie was number 1. He might have been like number 3 or 4.
He's on the prelims. And he's on the prelims.
He's on the last fight. And there's no way that a fighter of this caliber, and I mean that he's a legend and he has a huge story and he's a former champion, but a guy who has like one win in his last 4 fights should be this high on the card, except for the fact that it's Shogun Rua. So I think that it's unfortunate that we're going to see him get knocked the fuck out, but I think we're going to see him get knocked the fuck out. Like Frankie Edgar. Remember when Frankie Edgar had his last fight and it was terrible? Yeah.
Yeah. I think Frankie. Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, he got knocked the fuck out. All right, so
there's a lot, but that's happened. No, not the cut. That's happened. I mean, look at Paul Costa and who did he fight? Oh, Luke Rockhold. Look at that fight. I mean, great way to go out.
That wasn't his retirement fight though.
He said that he was done.
Did he say that?
Yeah, that whole speech. That whole speech that he went off of. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely happened. We'll see though. You never know. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, but.
All right, so we've made it to the main card. These fights are all something. I think that we will disagree with some of these fights.
Yeah.
First up, we have Paul Craig and Johnny Walker, light heavyweight, top ranked fight here. All right, so we have the number 12 ranked light heavyweight versus the number 8 ranked light heavyweight.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with man. This fight's kind of back and forth. Like Johnny Walker could knock him out. Johnny Walker is also coming off a rear naked choke win. Nobody saw that coming.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody except for that one guy that we follow, McLean, Quentin McLean. He called it. He bet on it. Congratulations, plus 1,400. Walk into the bank. I did watch this video. Have you seen the video that I quote tweeted with Paul Craig on Twitter?
Probably not.
Would you want to pop? I mean, I'll pop that up so you can look at it. It is impressive. It's a triangle on the back.
Did you do it?
Not that long ago. You will see it. There it is. Tap on that, son of a bitch. It's so Paul Craig's on his back and he just puts him right in a triangle.
Yep.
And I can see that happening to Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker's so inexperienced on the ground. There's no.
Now here's the thing, Walker. Do you know the background story to this guy at all? When he came into the UFC about 4 years ago, he was labeled like the guy that will eventually beat Jon Jones. Like he's gone to the Performance Institute and he's tested off the charts and everything, like jumping, punch speed, agility based on height. This guy's like 6'6", 205. He's a freak athlete who never really trained that much MMA. Like he just all of a sudden did boxing and did spinning, heel kick, crazy shit knockouts. Yeah. And he had a bad go of it at one point when he got put up against good competition. He lost like 3 or 4 in a row and he stuck with it. And it's evident in his last fight that he just had his first ever submission win. He has been training his ass off and he's been getting better. And a year ago, I was talking about this guy like he's nothing. Like he's super overhyped.
I'm listening, yes.
But now I see like, oh, he's been really training really well. He's been doing a lot of good things.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm picking Johnny Walker in this fight.
Are you?
Now, I love Paul Craig's jiu-jitsu, and I think that he might have the best jiu-jitsu in this division, probably. And if Johnny Walker fucks around at all in his guard, Paul Craig will tap him out or break his arm, like we saw him do to Jamal Hill. But I think that Johnny Walker is much better. He's going to be much calmer in there. And I think that Johnny Walker can knock Paul Craig the fuck out. I'd be interested to see the height and reach discrepancies here because I don't think we've looked at that.
Yeah.
We have a 6-inch reach advantage for Johnny Walker and a 3-inch height advantage for Johnny Walker.
You know what happens, Zach? You know what happens.
5 inches younger.
5 inches younger? Wow,
years.
That is 5 inches younger. Wow. Now, Zach, let me break this down. How much younger is that in centimeters?
I don't know.
That is really young. I'm going to go with Johnny Walker. And now I've said it. I've flip-flopped maybe once or twice, but Steve likes Paul Craig. Steve is picking Paul Craig. I know that for a fact. So you can put Paul Craig Steve's
I'm
way.
still waiting to see if he would text me back.
It's probably rest.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Yeah, Johnny Walker by knockout, 19-7. Height advantage, striking advantage, no ground advantage. Paul Craig did not go for takedowns in his last fight. If I remember correctly, I was screaming at the TV when he would not go for a takedown,
Volkanovski.
and he would just go to he would just drop to his back, like Charles Oliveira, he just dropped to his back, and it's like, dude, push the fight, and Johnny Walker pushes the fight, which is what Paul Craig does not like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Walker will knock him out. Excuse me, will knock him out. Now, what round? Zach.
Second round.
Second round. I'm gonna go first round.
Yeah, I like Johnny Walker for a number of reasons. I think that Paul Craig kind of got outed in his last fight as a guy who, as long as you don't go to the ground with him, you're going to beat Paul Craig. And I think Johnny Walker is skilled enough. He's been training enough, like I said, to be able to do that. I also think that Paul Craig gets gassed a little bit. I noticed that in his last fight, and Johnny Walker doesn't. So I like the fight going a little bit later. As long as Walker's patient, I don't see a way that he loses this fight. The only way I see him losing is if, one of the ways is if he just drops down into Paul Craig's guard. That could be it. But a second way is if Johnny Walker knocks down Paul Craig, and I don't mean like a flatline knockdown. I mean like he's kind of hurt, and Johnny Walker goes for the kill, and he goes into his guard anyway, and he doesn't finish it, and now you're on the ground with Paul Craig, then you could get really fucked up too. But as long as he's patient, which I think Walker has the capability of doing, I think Walker will win. Now, I say this also, I also think that Johnny Walker does not beat a lot of other light heavyweights in this division. I think that Walker still has a lot to go, and he doesn't have that much technical ability. But as far as striking and ability to stay in the pocket against a one-dimensional guy like Paul Craig, I like Walker. These are both one-dimensional guys, except one of them is 6-inch reach advantage, 5 inches taller, and has some jiu-jitsu basis, whereas Paul Craig doesn't really have any standing basis. That's why I'm picking. Which sucks because I like Paul Craig, and I hope to see him fight a lot more. Next fight, Lauren Murphy versus Jessica Andrade in the women's flyweight division. Both of these fighters have challenged Valentina Shevchenko for the flyweight title over the last 2 years.
Challenged.
Obviously, neither of them were successful.
Unsuccessful.
By the way, we do have some news that we will break later.
Oh, okay.
So Lauren Murphy versus Jessica Andrade. Jessica Andrade has been the Max Holloway, Robert Whittaker, Colby Covington of the women's flyweight division, if you will. She only loses to Shevchenko.
Probably.
And she beats everybody else.
Who are you saying? Andrade?
Andrade.
Okay. Yeah. They said Murphy first.
If you go to the tail of the tape, we have Jessica Andrade in a 5-inch reach disadvantage. Lauren Murphy is 3 inches taller. Lauren Murphy's 39 years old. Jessica Andrade is 31. So 3-inch height advantage, 5-inch reach advantage for Lauren Murphy. We have Lauren Murphy at 16-5, Jessica Andrade at 23-9. So that's a 13-fight experience advantage for Jessica Andrade. Jessica Andrade can submit you or knock you the fuck out.
This fight is not going the distance.
Probably
not. I'm going Jessica Andrade
not.
by submission.
Jessica Andrade did beat Amanda Lemos by the first ever standing arm triangle last year, which was very impressive.
It's a lot of knockouts. Okay, so I'm going to go Jessica Andrade knockout.
Mm-hmm.
And she does it in the first round a lot.
Oh, this is strawweight, isn't it? No, all right. Jessica Andrade fights strawweight and flyweight. That's where I fucked up.
I'm going Andrade knockout.
Yeah, I think I'm also going Andrade. I don't know what method I'm going to go by, though. We've had a lot of the same picks.
That's fine. That's good.
I think we've picked one fight differently.
That's a good thing. You did say you were going to pick Paul Craig.
Dalby
for
versus
a
Alves.
long time. You said you were going to pick Paul Craig.
I think we both did.
No, I said Johnny Walker. I did. Okay. I did think.
All right.
Huh?
Is that all right?
Yeah, damn right. All right. So, Andrade, second round. No, Andrade, first round. First round knockout.
Gilbert Burns, Neil Magny. You said you're having Gilbert Burns as one of your locks.
Yeah.
I'm picking Neil Magny in this fight. I just want to be up. I want to be very clear when I say that. This is my shout. We talked about it Tuesday when we did our podcast, which is a great time to tell you guys to check out our Twitter at @complete_MMA, where right now our pinned tweet is our podcast from last week. If you want to go check that out, we talked about all the things new with Francis Ngannou, Jon Jones, Cyril Gane, the whole heavyweight division, and everything that's happening in UFC 285 and 286. So you can go check that out. And we talked about the fact that Neil Magny has a 9-inch reach advantage and a 4-inch height advantage over Gilbert Burns. And I cannot fucking get over that. 9-inch reach, and in the UFC Embedded series, Gilbert Burns talked about how he was nervous to fight in front of so many of his fans and his family in Brazil. That being said, Burns should be the favorite on paper still. He's definitely better. His jiu-jitsu is amazing. Neil Magny's a tough motherfucker, though. If this fight doesn't go to the ground, I can see Neil Magny piecing up Gilbert Burns. I think it's a decision, though.
Yeah, I think Neil Magny will find success early, and Gilbert Burns will figure out how to defeat him, just like he did kind of with Chimaev. He did lose the fight, but I'm saying, keeping game changing.
Mm-hmm.
Changing his
adaptability
tactics,
in the middle of the
fight. I think anyone would have trouble with a 9-inch reach disadvantage. I think the number makes sense, betting.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you wanted to sprinkle on Neil Magny, you can definitely argue your reason. Yeah, I'm still going to go with Burns, though, because I think Burns, if he gets him to the ground, even though Neil Magny is lengthy and he does know some jiu-jitsu,
it's not even a question. Gilbert Burns is one of the best jiu-jitsu artists in the UFC.
He held up really well against Chimaev, and there was a video going around of Chimaev rolling around with Neil Magny, and Chimaev was literally fucking... I know it's just on the mats. It's not a real fight, but he was fucking literally toying with him. He was toying with him. It wasn't like...
With Neil Magny, huh?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I saw it maybe 2-3 hours ago. So I think if Gilbert Burns gets him to the ground, I also think he can finish him by TKO, and I think he can maintain ground control. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with Gilbert Burns. But I can see your reason why. I think it's a very long... It's definitely
an underdog.
It's a long shot. But it's not like a total shot in the dark, if that makes sense.
All right. Coming up next, the first ever quadrilogy in UFC history. Flyweight championship. Deiveson Figueiredo, the reigning champion, versus Brandon Moreno, the interim champion of the flyweight division.
I think we both are picking the same guy.
I'm picking Figueiredo.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that has gotten me to almost flip, and let's see if I can't change my mind while we're having this decision, but the weight cut. Figueiredo's weight cut has been going around Twitter for the last 2 days. Have you seen him? Have you seen his picture, his video?
Yeah. He
looks like Connor did when he cut down to 145. Or Dillashaw did when he cut down to flyweight.
I like that. Look how good. Look at the names you're comparing them to, though.
Yeah,
look at how good they both.
When are the weigh-ins, by the way? Usually it's like
tomorrow.
Is it Friday?
Yeah.
I think it was today.
No, what's today?
Yeah, the weigh-ins were today.
So he made weight.
Yeah, we would have heard differently. So he made weight. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Figueiredo. I think that it's going to be a decision. Oh, it's live in 9 hours. It's 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Is the weigh-ins. So we'll see then.
Are you working? Will you be able to watch it and tweet it? Oh, okay.
7 in the morning. I'll be up at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I might be able to tweet a little bit about it. I'll tweet afterwards. But I do have to get some stuff done for my other job, so I'll probably be able to look at a tweet real quick, and then I won't be able to do it till 10 o'clock or something. But I do like Figueiredo. I think for some reason I think he's more powerful than Moreno. I think he is
better striking.
It's close on striking. It's really close. This fight is just so close. I really think that it's just
whoever has the better night.
Yeah, it is whoever has the better night. Whoever's better that night. Whoever's you don't want to say wants it more because of course they both want it. But it really is just that.
What if Figueiredo wins, right? Relinquishes the belt, moves
goes
up in
to
the
bantamweight.
Or we won't relinquish it, maybe double champ.
Yeah.
Which we've been foreseeing for a while, which probably is going to happen.
And you think about this, the fact that Sterling's going to be out for a year. So there's going to be an interim bantamweight belt soon.
That would be sick if it was from a guy in another division because it makes the other guys in that division work. It's still there's no champ. It's a great reason.
And you know what's so weird to me? You know what I find very interesting? Another fight that just broke after our podcast last week was Petr Yan versus Merab Dvalishvili, which will headline a fight night on March 11th, which means that it will not be for an interim title.
Yeah.
And you have Chito Vera versus Corey Sandhagen happening February 18th on the main event of a fight night. So that's not going to be for the title. Now, that is Merab Dvalishvili, number 1 contender. Petr Yan, Merab Dvalishvili, number 2 contender. Petr Yan, number 3 contender. Sandhagen, number 4. Chito Vera, number 5. So that only leaves, besides Sterling, who's having surgery, number 1 contender Sean O'Malley, and someone else who he could fight, which, in my opinion, is going to be Henry Cejudo. So that fight, to me, has to happen. And it seems like March 4th would be the fucking card. I'm just saying. I know it's only a month and a half out, but I don't know when Henry's good. UFC 287 is going to be April 8th in Brooklyn. So that's a secondary date that it could happen. And it's going to be one of those two because it's not going to be 286 in London. So anyway, Deiveson Figueiredo could fight the winner of that down the road for the bantamweight title, or for the interim bantamweight title, because Sterling's going to be out all year. So we're probably going to see 2 interim title belts for the bantamweight championship this year.
It's going to be interesting,
and I think even if Figueiredo loses, he goes up to bantamweight too.
Yeah, it makes sense. And I know we both know he doesn't like making that cut. So.
Yeah, well, that's clear. He is a big.
Fucking not dominate, but he is going to be top 5 competition for the bantamweight division. Serious competition.
I think so. It depends because you got Figueiredo. Think about it like this, okay? Figueiredo is 5'4" with a 68-inch reach. Okay?
Yeah.
You with me so far?
I'm listening.
He's not. He's actually 5'5".
Fuck my finger up today.
He's actually 5'5". He's 5'5" with a 68-inch reach. Sean O'Malley's 5'11" with a 72-inch reach. So now all of a sudden, when you go from flyweight to bantamweight, you're fighting a guy 6 inches taller than you, who's the number 1 contender. That's different.
The long reach.
So that's something to think about. And I know that that's an anomaly because Sean O'Malley's the biggest guy in that division, but Sterling's close. Sterling's close to that reach and height too. Figueiredo, I don't know what he's going to do.
Much more impressive than people.
I got to say, the winner of this fight, flyweight, Figueiredo Moreno 4 for the flyweight championship, should be facing Alexander Pantoja. I think I've talked to you about this guy before, right? In my opinion, he will end the year as the flyweight champion. I really think whoever he fights for the championship, he will submit in the first round. This guy is that good at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. No, I agree.
All right, so we're both going Figueiredo. And now for the main event. We have Glover Teixeira versus Jamal Hill. Took us 54 fucking minutes to get
full
here.
Hour, dude. I mean,
17 fights.
Perfect timing, though.
Yeah. I think we're both going the same guy, right?
Yeah.
Glover Teixeira?
Glover Teixeira, and I'm going to tell you why, Zach. And I know you're dying to know why. Glover Teixeira...
It's been the longest week of my life waiting for you to explain this.
I've explained it to you time and time again. I don't know how you don't know. But I'm going to tell you again, the ground game is significantly different. Can we agree?
Yes.
We can agree.
It is significantly different, but Jamal Hill does have a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. Glover has like a second-degree black belt. So it's definitely significant,
Yeah.
but it's not like Jamal Hill doesn't have jiu-jitsu. He has some.
I think there is a big difference. Glover, we both thought he was going to get knocked out by Jiri. Now, Jiri did look weird in that fight. Striking wise, like it looked like he was. It was interesting to watch, and if you're not gonna get knocked out by Jiri Prochazka, you're not gonna get knocked out by Jamal Hill. Per se, that's like an average MMA fighting analysis standard to look at. I'm not saying there isn't a chance, but I do think like he has 2 rounds at most before tiredness takes in, striking is slowed down. Jamal Hill, Glover's going to try and take you more to the ground in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. I just don't. I do think he does have a chance, but first 2 rounds, and then after that, I would give it all to Glover.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think Jamal Hill. I've never seen a fighter get a championship fight based off of such a bad performance. And it wasn't a terrible performance, but the fact that Jamal Hill's last fight was a fight night main event, granted, it was a main event, that it was a 4th round knockout of Thiago Santos, who is not even in the UFC anymore.
Yeah.
And it was only because both fighters were so gassed in the 4th round. Like, Jamal Hill wasn't even winning the fight. Thiago Santos, it was 2-2 probably, but Thiago Santos was doing very well in the fight. Jamal Hill knocked him out because it was so gassed. And now he's fighting for the title against the guy, Glover Teixeira, who has, in his last 2 fights against Jan Blachowicz and Jiri Prochazka, been very dominant in both fights. And Jamal Hill wasn't even dominant against Thiago Santos, a guy who Glover Teixeira easily finished by submission in the 2nd round. And Glover Teixeira is the underdog.
Crazy.
It is crazy. Now Jamal Hill does have a 3-inch reach advantage and a height advantage, and he's 12 years younger. And people are hyping him up because he's a kind of popular kind of guy. And Glover Teixeira is a dad bod kind of guy. Who also fucking trains with Alex Pereira. Let's not forget that. Like, this guy's camp is one of the best camps in the world right now. Yeah, this has been kind of easy peasy for us. We've talked about this a lot over the last couple of weeks. This is Glover Teixeira's fight.
Yeah.
And he's going to fight Magomed Ankalaev in July, I think. And he's going to retire after he loses to Ankalaev. That's my prediction.
Okay.
So we both got Teixeira. I'm putting that down as locks because we talked about we're going to be calling locks for every main event.
That's your lock? Okay.
So I have Jailton Almeida, Thiago Moises.
We're doing locks for every main. No, we don't have to do that. You don't. The main event doesn't have to be a lock for you.
Okay. So you.
Well, it's up to you.
That's not your lock. So you still have a lock to pick. I put my 4th lock as Ihor Potieria against Mauricio Hua. So my locks are Glover Teixeira, Potieria, Thiago Moises, and Jailton Almeida.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
You have Luan Lacerda, Jailton Almeida, and Gilbert Burns so far.
Yeah, I'm going to go with. I'm going with Nunes.
With Nunes?
Yeah. I think that's a lock, dude. That's a lock. I mean, 3 fights away, 6-4, 39 years old. There's a gap there if you don't notice.
And do we have a time? The main event starts at 10, so this is a normally timed pay-per-view. So we will be on Spaces for the main card for this fight. We're going to be, I don't know if you want to come over here, if we're going over Tico's, whatever we're doing, but I want to do a space for it because we're not going to do reactions. And I'll probably have it on here. You
want to do reactions?
Nah, I don't want to do reactions. We can do a reactions for 285, maybe 284 if we're feeling it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
UFC 285.
Not doing it.
UFC 285. This main card is stacked. To open up UFC 285. First of all, Bo Nickel versus Jamie Pickett, prelims. Cody Garbrandt versus Julio Arce, prelims. To open up this main card, we have Derek Brunson versus Dricus du Plessis.
Yeah.
Fire. Middleweight top 5 fight. Second fight from the top is Jeff Neal versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. Another top 5 fight.
Yeah.
Next fight is Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso for the flyweight championship. Alexa Grasso on a 3-fight win streak. Shevchenko is obviously Shevchenko. Co-main event is Amanda Nunes versus Irene Aldana. Irene Aldana on a 2-fight win streak. Amanda Nunes, she looked amazing in her last fight, but could she be losing her GOAT status? Is Aldana maybe going to win? I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see the odds in this fight. I think Nunes will be minus 400, but, it's better than the minus 900 she used to be. First time Shevchenko and Nunes have shared a card since they fought each other back in 2018, 2017. Thought that was interesting. And then the main event, Jon Jones versus Cyril Gane.
3-belt card.
3-belt
Interesting.
card.
I mean, 2 girl fights the main card. Interesting. Does that hurt it, Zach?
I was thinking about that. We were talking the whole time about we wanted to see Colby versus Kamaev is the co-main event. We talked about a couple things. We talked about Nunes or Shevchenko being on the co-main event, but we didn't talk about both of them.
Yeah.
So it's 3 belts. That's cool.
3 belts. It's cool.
But it's
all right.
To me, it seems like Dana's just trying to pander to crowds.
I'm going to go back to my point that I've talked about before, and I know you're going to remember it. Jon Jones gets no help in his main cards that he headlines on, which he had his whole career.
I wouldn't say it's
and
no
it
help.
Challenges him to get in the top 10 of pay-per-views of all time. We're talking about the greatest fighter the UFC's ever had, and he's not in the top 10 pay-per-views.
Here's the thing.
It will not be in the top 10 pay-per-views.
Here's the thing.
It won't be.
There's only been 2 pay-per-views that have made it into the top 10 since UFC and ESPN started their deal, and it's Conor McGregor versus Poirier.
Conor McGregor has 8 of them. 8 out of 10.
And 6 of those were before. This new ESPN deal is making so that UFC pay-per-views to get into that top 10 status is really tough. Super fucking tough. Because people just don't buy it that much anymore. And not to mention that they can find it on Instagram Live and TikTok Live and shit like that, or they just don't watch it.
Yeah.
It's in a different era. And I don't think we will see a top 10 UFC pay-per-view for a long time. It might be does McGregor Chandler do it?
Yeah.
I think McGregor Chandler
McGregor
happens.
can do it. McGregor can do it. I think Colby Kamaev with Colby Kamaev co-main with Connor
Chandler
main.
I think that's what happens. I think that's what happens. And I think
just a lot of shit talking. There's a lot of money.
So UFC 287, hold on, because I have this written down somewhere. UFC 287, April 8th in Las Vegas.
Why don't you post this?
UFC 280. I have been posting stuff like this.
No, this.
UFC, because this isn't finished.
Yeah, I know, but that don't matter.
This is an idea this is an idea that I've been working on that I absolutely will be posting, but it's like a podcast idea.
I know, but people will.
April 8th is UFC 287 in Las Vegas. May 6th is UFC 288 in Abu Dhabi. And that is the card I think McGregor Chandler main events. I think it's going to be May 6th.
In Abu
Dhabi. I think.
Yeah.
That
McGregor's on roids right now. Conor McGregor's on a fucking roids.
Yeah. I think this fight happens at welterweight, by the way. I don't think it's lightweight. I don't know if Conor wants to go down to 155. He's probably walking around at 190 right now.
He did call Chandler at 170.
Yeah, Chandler called out McGregor at once. Or did McGregor call him back out?
I think just an agreement.
Yeah. So I think that fight happens, and I think I also have Poirier Darush possibly on that card. Kamaev Covington is another possibility for that card.
Can you put that on there? Can we come to agreement that that's a co-main?
I already had it here for March 4th, which is obviously not going to happen now. Oh, I had O'Malley Cejudo on that card too. That's not going to happen either.
And then you had Jones Ngannou. That's not going to happen either.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to post this soon. I'm going to make an article out of it. I want to do a podcast out of it. My 2023 predictions.
You could do multiple articles. Multiple.
I wouldn't want to do multiple. I just want to have one of predictions of different pay-per-views. Like it would be. I would literally just go pay-per-view after pay-per-view, guessing every single one in venue and putting their main event and maybe
You want to do like one article for one
No, I do
event?
one article for all the pay-per-views.
Yeah, so I'm saying multiple.
Yeah,
You could do multiple for this, not just like just this and then write about what you're doing here. Like you could do that too. You could do a lot.
Yeah. So that's it for UFC 285. That's going to be a hell of a fucking card. Obviously, UFC 286 on March 18th is Usman Edwards 3 with co-main event of Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev, which might be the fight of the night. That's going to be a fucking banger. First time we've seen Justin Gaethje in a 3-round fight. Oh, no, he fought Chandler. Never mind. That was a 3-round fight. And yeah, I will leave you guys with this. MMA Complete Accumulation is the MMA community that we have started that is taking off. It went from 50 members to 130 members overnight, basically. And we have made it so it is a great, it's just a great chat room for everybody who loves MMA. And you have a lot of great conversations there. We're constantly putting up polls and different topics to conversate with. It's a good time. So if you're on Twitter and you haven't followed us, first of all, that's @complete_MMA, which you can see on the visual on the screen right now. And then within MMA Complete, if you just start interacting with us, engage with our tweets, comment at us, tweet at us, we're eventually going to see that we're going to notice you. And we're going to invite you to this group, MMA Complete Accumulation. So make sure you guys are doing that. It's the best way to get in contact with us. And if you're just a fan of MMA and you're a fan of UFC and you're a fan of
growing
Twitter.
Growing your Twitter.
Yeah. It's an all-around good thing, man. A lot of people are starting to tweet at us or tweeting at every single person that tweets at us. So you're always going to be able to conversate with us. It's the best way to get in contact with us.
A lot more engagement on just average posts because people are just interact. It's interesting. Very interesting.
Yes, it is. And that's going to do it for us today. Episode 148 in the books. We are going to be going on Spaces for UFC 283, coming to you live this Saturday from Rio de Janeiro. UFC 283, which we will have Spaces for at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. So that is this time right now, wherever you are. And next week, we have some interesting shows for you. I have a very fun idea for next week because there is no card next Saturday. So we won't be making picks next Thursday. So we'll have, whatever's trending we'll talk about, but next week, I want to do the trivia night. Seeing you and Steve, and I have some questions, so that'll be fun. So if you want to learn more about that, go check out our Twitter because we'll be talking about it. And we are going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and let's all make some money. Let's fucking do it. Well, we're out of here.